Claire, astonishing figures just out. I mean, we have got an out-of-control immigration program. Melbourne's population last financial year went up by a record 166,000 people. That's almost a city in itself. Sydney's went up in 1 year by 143,000. I can't understand how this level of immigration has been tolerated and allowed by this government.
Well, I think the really concerning thing here, Andrew, is that immigration has increased in a way that is really not sustainable. And we're seeing that through all of the strains in the housing space, in terms of the infrastructure that we provide to our cities, so that, to support their growing populations. So immigration is a good thing. It's wonderful when people decide to call this country home, but governments at all levels need to be prepared to have that level at a sustainable number, so that we don't see these fall behinds in infrastructure and housing that we're currently seeing. And fundamentally, the buck has to stop with the federal government in that regard.
Yeah, but the question again, Will, and I suspect that we're going to have the same sort of answer because it seems a theme. The question is, why is it tolerated and not more widely criticised in the mainstream media? This level, this insane level of immigration that we clearly can't cope with.
Yeah, I think that, again, unfortunately, immigration and racism or cultural sensitivities have become mixed as a conversation in Australia. I'd also just point out, though, that this is a very easy way to cheat for growth for economies like Australia, like the UK and the US as well. We haven't really thought about productivity in the way we should in this country, through things like lowering tax, through things like cutting red tape. And as a result, you can cheat top-line growth numbers by just boosting immigration. But unfortunately, people don't feel the top-line growth numbers in their local communities. They feel things like wages, they feel things like inflation, they feel things like access to services, and they're the things that get a huge amount of pressure put on them through these sorts of numbers. And that's why we need to have a really open and honest conversation about what is actually a sustainable immigration number for Australia.
Claire, can you squeeze out a 10-second answer about why Labor got just 28% of the vote in the state election in your state, and forcing the Tasmanian Labor Party boss to quit?
Oh, look, I think it was a pretty poor campaign that was run by Labor locally in Tasmania. That's why they are on track to win only 10 or 11 seats in a 35-seat parliament. And for the leader, Rebecca White, it's her third election defeat. So I think that's why she's calling it a day.
Bye-bye, Rebecca. That's it. Claire Chandler, Will Kingston, thanks to you both.